The purpose of this video is to help explain the grading system that I'm going to be using in ELA Grade 8 this year. This should be a companion to the printed handbook that all students will receive. This grading system is based upon the 3P grading system written by Steve Piha. You can find all of his information, philosophy, on www.ttms.org. The website is Teaching That Makes Sense. The first thing that you need to know about this grading system is that it is based upon a collection of work over time. There are three aspects: participation, progress, and performance. Participation is the most important aspect of this grading system. The more actively engaged students are, the more success they will find. When you fail to participate, you fail to learn. The second aspect of this grading system is progress. What I really like about this aspect is it recognizes the process of learning, that students grow from the beginning to the end of a grading period. Progress also accounts for the difference between knowledge and learning. For example, a student might come in to 8th grade with the knowledge of the skills and standards expected at the 8th grade level, but they are still expected to learn and to grow. The last aspect of this grading system is what we're most familiar with in a traditional or standards-based grading system, and that's the performance. This is where students will be graded on their skill level for each of the college and career readiness skills. Now that we've looked at the what of the grading system, let's focus on the why. To do this, I'm going to bring in some quotes from research I found on grading systems that involve students. What's really unique and amazing about this grading system is that in a traditional grading system, the teacher doles out the grades for student products. In this grading system, a partnership occurs. The teacher grades 50% of the final grade, and the student grades the other 50%. So this becomes a partnership in learning and assessment. Focusing on the research, when we take a look at a student learner, research states that because of their diverse literacy needs, our students need teachers to differentiate the product, process, and content of learning according to their learning style, interest, and their readiness. This grading system allows the evaluation to fit the unique needs of every learner. Research also recognizes student growth and literacy needs requiring more than one voice and more than one snapshot. When a student has reflective input, this increases the rigor of the entire process and allows students to be an integral part of their learning. Research has also reminded us the value of continued assessment and of students as partners in their own assessment. Since this system involves students, it allows for a partnership between teacher and student. Assessment and grades, therefore, have more meaning. The heightened metacognition leads to an increased engagement across the content area and remains a key characteristic of lifelong learning. Research states that motivation to learn increases when students are asked to critically analyze their own learning. Because the student is so involved, research shows that they become more engaged and motivated, hopefully even beyond one particular class. Last, research states that if continued assessment informs instruction, students and teachers both benefit from the student feedback about what a student does and does not understand. Therefore, this system allows the teacher to get a more accurate picture of what the student knows and doesn't know. So, how will this look? Well, for parents that are already familiar with the Skyward, You can look at Skyward and still see a list of the college and career readiness skills, and throughout the quarter, practice scores will be entered to give an idea of where the student is at. However, the overall performance grade cannot be determined until the teacher can take a step back and see the collection of work as a whole. Throughout the grading period, students will be required to keep examples of their work in a portfolio or binder for their final quarter assessment. Students will then be required to write a one-page reflection on each of the assessed areas: participation, progress, and performance, giving a final grade for each and supporting their evaluation with reasons and evidence. Finally, teachers and students will conference to solidify the student evaluation. Once agreed upon, this evaluation will be factored into the final grade. Parents are invited to come in at any time to view a student's collection of work and may even choose to weigh in by completing their own evaluation. With this grading system being unfamiliar to many, please make sure that you have any questions answered by stopping in, calling, or emailing.